Well, what's your thoughts on last night's debate? Some of you may not have watched it, some of you may have watched it, some of you may have just picked up bits and pieces on YouTube this morning. One thing I noticed, the number one thing a lot of people's upset with is the economy. And right there with it is immigration, right? And of course, Trump jumped around on the question is, are you going to mass deport illegals? Are you going to mass deport illegals that are here, that are working and things like that? And it immediately I thought back to when he told Hillary, "You'll be in jail if I'm president," and it didn't happen, right? I keep trying to tell y'all, you got to remember these politicians tell you what you want to hear, and at the end of the day, sometimes they don't do what they tell you they're going to do. Now, do you think he's going to do a mass deportation of illegals? That's what should happen, right? If you're here illegally, you need to be sent back and come back through legally, right? There's legal ways to come into the United States. And it's got me really worried that it's another one of them. This sounds good. This is what people wants to hear. I'm going to tell them what they want to hear. And then when I get in there, I'm going to say, well, I'm trying to do it, but these people over here won't allow me. This group over here won't allow me to do this, right? That's the type of stuff you got to understand what's going on in politics. It's all a big game and a big show. I've told you, yes, I support Trump. He's the lesser of the two evils at this point, right? Do I think he's going to come in here and fix the United States and we're going to be back, pre-pandemic and everything's going to be normal? No, I don't. But I think it could be a little bit better than what it is right now, right? He's going to put tariffs on all these countries that's going to be sending goods into our country. You're like, well, that's a good deal, right? We're going to wind up paying more for that stuff, right? That's kind of his way of bringing inflation down. We're going to charge more for these people to send their stuff in here. They're just going to raise their prices. It's going to be a very bad situation. I personally would not want to be president of the United States because there's no way to fix this. There's not. The only way nearly possible to fix it is you would have to cut off all foreign aid. I mean, completely. You would just have to say, we're not helping y'all anymore. And you would have to call in all the debts that countries owe you, right? Well, then those countries are going to call in your debt, and then you get what I'm saying. That's going to be a massive depression, collapse, right? But the deportation of illegals, I was really paying attention to that part of it, He jumped around on it. He never gave a straight answer, and I immediately thought back to the last time when he told Hillary that she would be in jail. I've got a feeling that, he'll deport a few, right? He'll deport a few of the illegals, but the mass deportation, I don't think it'll happen. Number one, you're going to have Congress fighting them over that. Number two, you're going to have the Supreme Court possibly fighting them over that, right? Possibly. You're going to say, well, even the Supreme Court will side with them. It takes time to get this stuff through courts, right? It takes time to get it through court. It's not, it goes straight to the court and they make a decision that day, right? It could take months, years to make a decision on it. I'm feeling that uneasy feeling with some of the stuff he's saying again, right? I mean, if you were around and was paying attention to politics back in the 2016 election, you heard a lot of promises of what was going to happen, what he was going to do. Some of them he did do, some of them he didn't, right? I've got a feeling we're in that point right now, and a lot of people are also saying, Biden now, they're definitely going to replace Biden on the ticket. He's not going to be on the ticket. I personally don't know. I kind of think they will not replace Biden. Could be completely wrong. They may have somebody sitting there right now ready to go. Now, of course, we could have a major health issue with Biden between now and then that, we need to remove him and put somebody, his health's no good. We all see that he's having some issues. I'm not a doctor. I can't describe or whatever what's wrong with him, but we all see something could possibly be wrong with him. You're hearing names of Gavin Newsom, Michelle Obama. You're hearing all these names, right, that they could come in. Number one, if you sat down and honestly look at how much support Donald Trump has, there is no way this man can lose, right? But you also got to think back, he had the same kind of support in the last election and lost. It's almost like it's not an election, it's a selection, right? Could they let Trump come in there and then the economy's going to collapse? Possibly. Everything's pre-planned. We've talked about this. Everything is pre-planned. We get shocked. Like, oh, that happened. Right? Oh, Hamas attacked Israel. We're shocked. The government knew it was coming. right? They knew it. Russia goes into Ukraine. Oh, we're shocked that happened. We didn't have no idea that was happening. Trust me, they knew before it happened, right? So, guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think Trump is actually going to do a mass deportation, or is it just one of them deals where, hey, I tried to do it and they wouldn't let me do it? You know, don't blame me, blame them. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen when it comes to the mass deportation. Don't get me wrong, he'll get a few deported, but this all-out mass, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he knows it's not going to happen, and the finger pointing will start. Let me know your thoughts on this. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person who can do it. Stay safe. Keep prepping. Hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. Stay safe. Have a good day.